Mystical Love and Light here. We are going to be doing part 3 of the Dragon's Blood ink. So, next we're going to be doing the last video. We did the Dragon's Blood ink. This time we're going to do the Dove's Blood ink. Pretty much the same steps. The only thing that will be different is I will go over a few more examples of using the Dove's Blood ink, or the different types to use. Okay, so we will start again with the Dragon's Blood resin. This one won't take as long as the last one, and I will have it linked down in the description box. All of them will be linked to each other in the description box. And I will use there. Maybe that won't be enough. I'll go ahead and just do 2 big chunks, because whatever's left over on the Dragon's Blood itself, without putting anything in it, I can always use it again. Okay, so this was the last one that we did. I can move it, and we will hand over it so the pieces aren't popping all out. I have my cup and spoon here that I use for the Dove's Blood. Never reuse those for anything else, because you have to wipe them out. You cannot, you can see how dark that is compared to some Dragon's Blood resin. You cannot wash the bowl out and the spoon out with water, because the water will turn the resin back into resin, and it will just be all clumpy and stuck. So you just have to wipe it down. And Velvet Shadow comes back in again when I get ready to put the gloves and the mask on. Then I will need to have her leave the room so I can put the gate up, because the smell is too strong for her. It's too strong for people. It will actually hurt your lungs. And the last time I didn't put the gloves on right away, they run down my fingernail. I could feel it, and I was like, no, don't take those chances. Just put your gloves on. Okay. So next, I will put some in here in the bowl. I think that's plenty good there. I can move this out of the way. Oops. Now the one that I'm going to be doing here is the Spiritual Outlook Blood ink Spiritual Outlook. I've already got the label on. Let me open this up. Now, this is the first time I've used these jars. I had some smaller jars before, and if you're just using the ink pen that you dab into it and use it, the other one is fine. But I switched and got the bigger ones so that when I use these, I have to have room to hold it up underneath the feather, so I needed a bigger opening. But I have found out doing the other one, the Dragon's Blood ink, that these big ones, they'll seal, and they're okay for sitting up on the shelf and me using it here, but they're not good to, I keep looking over, that's the Enchanted Bell Witch that I watch her sometimes. But Lady Grave Dancer should be coming on tonight. It's Thursday, and if I'm not mistaken, hey mama, she comes on about 9 o'clock our time, because we're Eastern here, and she's Central, I believe, so she comes on at 8 o'clock her time, 9 o'clock our time. So I'm going to try to get this done and everything. So if she does come on, I'll be on the computer watching her. Because right now I'm using my phone. So back to this. This is good for using here, making it here. If you're making it at home, this is great, because you can make it, sit it up on the shelf till you're ready to use it. But I wouldn't ship in it. At first I said in the other video that I would ship them in this if somebody really wanted, but it'd be really costly because of the size. I wouldn't trust shipping it in it. I tried it with this in it and tighten it up really, really tight, and it does work sitting there. The stuff won't evaporate, but I wouldn't trust it being, and then I tried it with and without, but I wouldn't trust it in the mail being swished around and stuff. I wouldn't trust this, the seal. So it's just a heads up. So if you do buy any of these or anything, which I got these from Amazon, but if you do buy them, they're good for using them at home, but not to have the liquid shipped in it, because if it were just water or something, I wouldn't really worry about it. But since it's the dragon's blood, whether it's the dragon's blood or the dove's blood or the bat's blood, it would leak red, which means it would stain whatever it had come into contact with during shipping. So I'm sure the shipping would be really pissed off the people there. So anyway, back to this. So I am going to use the Spiritual Outlook base, the Dove Blood ink base, and this has already been steeping for 3 days, because it took me that long just to upload part 1, even though part 1 was still loaded the same day as the other one, because it doesn't matter these, it's already steeped for 3 days. So I'm going to use this so that if any of the ingredients come out, I can just put them back in. Alrighty. So do that. And this is where I take my dog out of the room, and I'll come back and put that on. Okay, Mama, you can't come in here because I'm going to be working with that. Come on. Good girl. Your mind's so well. Good girl. I know you're going to get mad, but it's for your own good. Okay. I'm not very good at this. It just wants to slide down my hair. Hold on, let me get it around my ears. I gotta hurry it because I can smell that stuff. Maybe if I move my hair, I can put that around my ear. I can't breathe in mask. I was in a fight as a child, a little kid, a tomboy, got in a fight with a guy. He was losing, and he resorted to hitting me in the face with a baseball bat and busted my nose. Of course, that just pissed me off, and then I just commenced beating on him again. It fogs up my glasses. So, You just mix. This resin, when it's in the isopropyl, 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 99.9%. It is not rubbing alcohol. Don't use rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol does not dissolve the resin. And as you can see, it is starting to dissolve the resin and get red. If you find that you need more, you can add a little more to it. It doesn't matter, because what you've had in here steeping, you're going to refill that up anyway for the next time. So everything that was in that bottle, except for the ingredients that was in it, will remain in it for the next time. You don't have to keep replacing it. And I will put more. This is very, very, very strong and very, very rough on your lungs. It will give you a headache if you smell it too long. So if you make this at home and you have pets or children, it's best to remove them from the area and make sure that you're well ventilated. I have the door open, the air conditioner's going, fans going, the other air and fans going in all the other rooms. I would not attempt this when my husband is home. Not at all. His sense of smell is way too powerful. You can see, turning red. The longer it sits in there, the redder it gets. And then I just transfer it into the Dove's Blood ink, spiritual outlook, and then that way when I'm ready to use it, I have it. And since I'm not going to be using it right away, the other pieces, little chunks that's in here that has not dissolved yet, I put them in here anyway because they will dissolve. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to do this first, and then I'll go over some of the, give you a few more ideas of making the other Dove inks. There's easily 100 or more. The sky's the limit. Really is on what you want to make. And you use it for whatever petition, sigil. I'm trying to hurry up and do this because I don't like smelling this. Because this is the second video today with this, so I don't want to have a headache later. And we're going to, you can see how red it's getting. See how red it's getting? We are going to close this up. And like I say, this is fine for being here. And then set it up on the shelf and use it when you're ready. But I don't like the feeling of it, and you know, I do it tight and then tight and tight and tight because you can't, it's got to be airtight. let me close this one first and then I'll keep talking. So I just wrapped that around the seal like that, because I am going to put some more in here off of the camera so we can start steeping again. But for now, I can remove these. Like I say, I only can breathe 50%. So with that on, it knocks it down to like 25%. Whew, that alone would give me a headache. Okay. So, like I say, I get it really tight, and you want it tight so that it doesn't leak out. Okay? And it's okay to keep it at home and set it up, but I wouldn't trust shipping it. I just wouldn't. Okay, so that's done. Now, off camera, I will refill this back up. And like I say, you keep the same herbs in there, and you know, you can do it several times. This here will not be taken to the kitchen and washed out. I will use paper towels, and I will wipe it out and wipe the spoon off, because it will even, it stains, but you don't, the water will ruin everything. Don't get it wet, whatever you do. Even when you're like, if you're cleaning these out or this out or whatever, don't do it with water. Wipe it out with a paper towel. Okay? Now, I've shown you what went in the Soft Love Connection base. I've shown you what went in the Spiritual Outlook base in video 1. So to give you some other ideas, like I say, there's hundreds of them. Whatever base you want to use pertaining to whatever you're going to use the ink on, whether it's the leaves or petitions or sigils or talismans, whatever, mojo bags, whatever you're going to make any markings on. Remember, it stains, it is ink, so keep that in mind. But you want to make the base for the properties to coincide with the working prayer that you're going to use it for. So if you're going to use it for abundance, when I do my base for the abundance, I'll use red clover, cedar wood chips, eucalyptus leaf. If I'm going to do it for peace, tranquil, calming, the base that I will make for that, I will incorporate the coriander, parsley, and aspen bark. If I'm going to do transformation base, I'm going to use rue, anise, and cherry bark. If I think did I just do that? No, the other one was aspen bark for the peace. Okay, and then the self-love. If I do self-love, it's going to be lavender, apple bark, and chamomile. So just depending on what's the purpose of you needing the ink, then you make a base for that purpose. Okay? And I think that I have covered it all. And this is under 20 minutes, so that's great. I'm going to get off. And hopefully, if Lady Grave Dancer has a video tonight, I'll probably be looking at all the comments, and I'll probably see some of my subscribers on there, which are probably her subscribers first. And then when she mentioned me or whatever, my crystal and stone lip glosses, then I picked up some subscribers off of that, which I appreciate it. So Lady Grave Dancer, if you're watching this, yay! I never say I love you, but I love you. I've been watching you for years. Now I even have my husband asking about you. Okay, it's right under 20. I'm going to let you go. Ciao. Bless me.